Good morning, friends. I am Professor S.S. Jadhav. Today we discuss next topic, that is topic number 3, convection. So first of all, what is meant by convection? So basically there are three modes of the heat transfer. That is first one conduction, second one convection, and third one radiation. So what is meant by conduction? So transfer of heat from one part of the substance to the another part of the substance, one part of the substance to the another part of the substance, because of the physical contact. So heat transfer is takes place due to the free electrons and lattice vibration. So there is a no actual movement of the molecules. There is actual no movement of the molecules. So that mode of heat transfer is nothing but conduction heat transfer. So next mode, that is convection. So what is meant by convection? So heat transfer due to the motion of the molecules. So what is the example of the convection heat transfer? That is water is heating. So at the surface of the pot, what will happen? The molecules which is present at the surface of the pot, that molecules will first heated, and that molecules come into the upper side, and in this way whatever the cold molecules which is present at the top of the liquid surface, that molecules come at the bottom side. So in this way heat transfer is takes place due to the motion of the molecules. That is heat transfer is takes place due to the motion of the molecules. That is nothing but convection. Heat transfer. So now we discuss that topic number 3, that is convection. So how to find out that what is the law related to the convection? So there is a one law that is related to the convection. That law is nothing but Newton's law of the cooling. So this law is related to the convection. What is the statement of the Newton's law of the cooling? So statement is the heat transfer rate per unit area. Is directly proportional to the temperature difference. The heat transfer rate per unit area is directly proportional to the temperature difference. So what is meant by the heat transfer rate per unit area? That is nothing but heat flux. And what is the unit of heat flux? That is watt per meter square. That is heat flux is directly proportional to the temperature difference. That is Q by A. Q by A is nothing but heat flux. So what is the unit of Q? Q is nothing but rate of heat transfer. So what is the unit of rate of heat transfer? That is joule per second, means what? Watt. Per unit area means what? Watt per meter square. This Q by A factor is nothing but heat flux, and that heat flux is directly proportional to what? Temperature difference. So what is the proportionality constant? That proportionality constant is nothing but heat transfer coefficient. H is nothing but heat transfer coefficient. So how to write the equation for the Q? So Q is equal to H into A into delta T. So what is meant by delta T? Suppose we have to consider this is the example. So consider this is the plate, and on this plate fluid is flowing, and the temperature of this plate is Ts. And temperature of fluid is Ta. So because of the convection, what will happen? The temperature heat is transferred from this surface to the fluid. Takes place. So that type of heat is mode of heat transfer is nothing but convection. So what is meant by delta T? So this temperature difference, that is surface temperature minus surrounding temperature, or whatever the fluid which is present at the surrounding, that is Ta. So this temperature difference is nothing but delta T. So heat flux is directly proportional to this temperature difference, that is Q by A is directly proportional to delta T, and delta T is nothing but Ts minus Ta. So what is the equation? Newton's law of cooling, that is Q is equal to H into As into Ts minus Ta. H into As into Ts minus Ta. So what is mean by As? As nothing but surface area which is exposed to surrounding. Means what? Though this is the plate, and on this plate water is flowing. So on which surface the fluid is in contact with that surface, and the area of that surface is nothing but As, that is nothing but area, that is surface area which is exposed to surrounding, which is exposed to surrounding. So what is the meaning of the each term? That is Q is nothing but heat transfer rate, A is nothing but surface area which is exposed to surrounding, Ts is nothing but surface temperature, Ta is nothing but surrounding fluid temperature, H is nothing but heat transfer coefficient. So this heat transfer coefficient is depends on what? This heat transfer coefficient is function of what? So there are four factors on which the heat transfer coefficient is depends. In that, first factor is, that is fluid flow. So what type of fluid flow is there? On that type of fluid flow the heat transfer coefficient is dependent. So what are the different types of flow? That is laminar flow, turbulent flow, and transition flow. So for the different flow heat transfer coefficient is depends. For the laminar flow heat transfer coefficient is different, for the transition flow heat transfer coefficient is different, and for the turbulent flow heat transfer coefficient is different. So heat transfer coefficient is depends upon the type of fluid flow. There is a different types of fluid flow, that is laminar, transition, and turbulent. So on this type of flow heat transfer coefficient is dependent. Second property, thermal properties of the fluid. So whatever the fluid is flowing on that particular surface, on the properties of this fluid the heat transfer coefficient is depends. Heat transfer coefficient is dependent on the properties of the fluid, properties of the fluid. So what are the different properties of the fluid? That is thermal conductivity of that fluid, or density of that fluid, specific heat of the fluid, viscosity of the fluid. So these are the properties of the fluid, and on these properties of the fluid heat transfer coefficient is dependent. Heat transfer coefficient is depends. Next factor, that is geometry of the system. So on which geometry water is flowing or air is flowing, so on that geometry heat transfer coefficient is depend. On that coefficient heat transfer coefficient is depends. So what are the different geometries of the system? That is, if suppose there is a plane wall, if suppose there is a cylinder, if suppose there is a sphere, so these are the different geometries of the system. On this geometry heat transfer coefficient is dependent. On this geometry of the surface heat transfer coefficient is depends. Heat transfer coefficient is depends upon the geometry of the system. So there are different types of the geometry, that is plane wall, cylinder, and sphere. Next factor, that is roughness of the solid surface. 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 So if roughness is higher, as according to that heat transfer coefficient is depends on the roughness of the solid surface. Next, so this heat transfer coefficient is not uniform over the entire surface. So whatever the heat transfer coefficient is present from that equation, that heat transfer coefficient is not uniform over the entire surface. So it is dependent on at which location we have measured the temperature. At which location we have to measuring the temperature, on that location heat transfer coefficient is depends. Heat transfer coefficient is dependent on that location. And what is the temperature at that location? On that temperature heat transfer coefficient is depends. So Therefore equation 1, so what is equation 1? That is q is equal to h into a into ts minus ta. That equation fails to give the exact numerical value of the heat transfer coefficient. Equation 1 fails to give the exact numerical value of heat transfer coefficient. So for calculating exact value of H, we have to study the different theories. For calculating the exact value of H, we have to study different theories, mechanisms, dimensionless numbers. And to understand all this, we must know the dynamics of fluid flow. So we have to calculate the exact value of heat transfer coefficient. So for that we have to use the different mechanisms or different methods, that is dimensionless numbers, dimensional analysis. By using that we have to calculate the exact value of the heat transfer coefficient, or we have to use the number of correlations. By using that correlations we have to find out the heat transfer coefficient. So finding out, to understand all this, we must know the dynamics of fluid flow. So what is meant by dynamics of fluid flow? So there are some properties or some general definitions related to the dynamics of the fluid flow. Means what? How the flow is takes place, what are the characteristics of that fluid, or how, what are the types of flow. So this is nothing but dynamics of the fluid flow. So first of all, in that we have to understood what is meant by the ideal fluid. So what is meant by ideal fluid? The fluid having no viscosity. The fluid having no viscosity, that fluid is nothing but ideal fluid. What is meant by ideal fluid? The fluid having no viscosity. Means what? Viscosity of that particular fluid is 0. Viscosity of that particular fluid is 0. Means what? Viscosity 0 means what? Internal resistance inside that fluid is 0. Internal resistance is not present inside that fluid. That is nothing but ideal fluid. So what is meant by ideal fluid? The fluid having no viscosity is known as ideal fluid. Also ideal fluid having no surface tension and no compressibility, that is ideal fluid is incompressible. Ideal fluid is incompressible. Next definition, that is real fluid. So what is meant by real fluid? The fluid which possesses some viscosity. Ideal fluid having no viscosity, but real fluid possesses the some viscosity. Means any fluid having some viscosity, that fluid is nothing but a real fluid. That fluid is nothing but a real fluid. Next definition, that is viscosity. So what is meant by viscosity? Viscosity is nothing but it is a property of a fluid. What is meant by viscosity? It is a property of fluid which offers resistance, to movement of one layer of fluid to the another layer of the fluid. What is meant by viscosity? It is a property of a fluid which offers resistance to movement of one layer of fluid to the another layer of the fluid. Means what? There are two layers. We have to consider the two layers, upper layer and lower layer. So upper layer produces the shear stress on the lower layer. At the same time, lower layer will apply the shear stress on the upper layer. So because of that, what will happen? Resistance is produced, and that resistance is nothing but viscosity. What is meant by viscosity? It is a property of fluid which offers resistance to movement of a fluid. Resistance to movement of a fluid. So it is defined as the resistance possessed by a fluid to its own flow. So it may also be defined as measure of internal fluid friction which cause resistance to flow. What is meant by viscosity? Measure of internal fluid friction which cause resistance to flow. So because of the viscosity property, what will happen? That viscosity property will oppose the flow of the fluid. That is nothing but viscosity of the fluid. Suppose consider water and mercury. So which fluid having more viscosity? That is mercury fluid having more viscosity. Means what? Mercury fluid having more resistance to flow as compared to water. So in regarding that viscosity, what is the Newton's law of the viscosity. So what is the Newton's law of viscosity? That is, shear stress is directly proportional to the rate of change of velocity. What is the Newton's law of viscosity? That is, the shear stress is directly proportional to the rate of change of velocity, that is tau is directly proportional to du by dy. And what is the proportionality constant? That is dynamic viscosity. So tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Tau is nothing but shear stress, mu is nothing but dynamic viscosity, and du by dy is nothing but rate of shear strain or velocity gradient. So tau is directly proportional to du by dy. Tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So this is the Newton's law of the viscosity, and mu is nothing but dynamic viscosity. So what is the unit of the dynamic viscosity? So basically there are three types of unit: SI unit, MKS unit, and CGS unit. So what is the SI unit of the dynamic viscosity? That is Newton second per meter square. This is the unit of the dynamic viscosity. At the same time, what is the MKS unit of the dynamic viscosity? That is kgf into second per meter square. So this is the MKS unit of the dynamic viscosity. And what is the CGS unit of the dynamic viscosity? CGS unit is nothing but poise or dyne into second per centimeter square. So what is the SI unit? Newton second per meter square. What is the MKS unit? kgf second per meter square. And what is the CGS unit? Poise or dyne second per centimeter square. And what is the relation between poise and Newton second per meter square? So 1 poise is equal to 10 raised to minus 1, or 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. And what is meant by next definition? That is kinematic viscosity. And what is meant by kinematic viscosity? So it is defined as the ratio of, kinematic viscosity means what? It is defined as the ratio of dynamic viscosity to the density of the fluid. What is meant by kinematic viscosity? It is the ratio of dynamic viscosity to the density of the fluid. That is nothing but kinematic viscosity, and it is denoted by nu. And dynamic viscosity is denoted by mu, and kinematic viscosity is denoted by nu. And what are the units related to the kinematic viscosity? That is SI unit is meter square per second. SI unit of the kinematic viscosity is meter square per second. MKS unit is meter square per second. And what about the CGS unit? CGS unit is nothing but centimeter square per second or stroke. What is the CGS unit of the kinematic viscosity? That is centimeter square per second or stroke. So what is the relation between stroke and that meter square per second? So 1 stroke is equal to how much meter square per second? So 1 stroke is equal to 10 raised to minus 4 meter square per second. So this is nothing but dynamics of the fluid flow. So what about the today's lecture? We discussed about the what is meant by convection. So convection is nothing but transfer of heat in the transfer of energy due to the motion of the molecules. That is nothing but convection. What is the law related to convection? That is Newton's law of the cooling. What is the statement of the Newton's law of the cooling? That is heat transfer rate per unit area is directly proportional to the temperature difference. And what is the equation related to the Newton's law of cooling? That is Q is equal to H into A into Ts minus Ta. H is nothing but heat transfer coefficient, and this heat transfer coefficient is function of what? So there are 4 factors. On that factors heat transfer coefficient is dependent. So first factor is fluid flow, second factor thermal properties of the fluid, third factor geometry of the system, and last factor that is roughness of the solid surface. And next point we discussed, that is dynamics of the fluid flow. To calculate the exact value of the heat transfer coefficient, we have to understood the dynamics of the fluid flow. So in that we have to understood that is ideal fluid. So what is meant by ideal fluid? The fluid having no viscosity, that is nothing but ideal fluid. What is meant by real fluid? The fluid which possesses some viscosity, that is nothing but real fluid. What is meant by viscosity? It is a property of fluid which offers resistance to movement of one layer of fluid to the another layer of the fluid. What is the Newton's law of viscosity? That is shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain, that is tau is directly proportional to du by dy. So tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Mu is nothing but dynamic viscosity. So what is the units of the dynamic viscosity? That is SI unit Newton second per meter square, MKS unit kgf second per meter square, CGS unit poise or dyne second centimeter square. So what is the relation between them? 1 poise is equal to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. What is meant by kinematic viscosity? That is it is defined as the ratio of dynamic viscosity to the density of fluid. So what is the unit of kinematic viscosity? That is meter square per second, and CGS unit is centimeter per square per second or stroke. And what is the relation between them? 1 stroke is equal to 10 raised to minus 4 meter square per second. So this is about the introduction to convection. This is about the introduction to convection. So thank you very much.